All right, so we just went over configuring your Linux server as well as configuring your Ubuntu server on AWS EC2 instance. So now we're actually going to take it a step further with deploying a Flask application within one of those servers. For this one, we will be using Ubuntu because that's the last server we just configured. So it should already be set up with all the different packages that you need. So you guys can have the repo up, and I'm going to share my terminal and just show you guys the commands that I am running. So I'll go clear it out for you guys, have a fresh screen. So in the beginning of the lab talks about installing PostgreSQL, but we already did that. And so we can just skip it and go ahead and skip to creating the database. So to create a database, again, we're going to have to switch on over to the Postgres user. So once you are inside your Ubuntu server, go ahead and run sudo -i for interactive, -u for user, Postgres. Press enter. You should see the user change. And then we will go ahead and run psql. Once inside the shell, we will go ahead and press \l just to see what databases we have. And then we can go ahead and get started with creating that database. So first command I want you guys to run is create database, or you can do create db Flask db or Flask database, which is going to be the name. Don't forget that semicolon, press enter, and you should get a create database notification. We'll go ahead and confirm that by using \l. And we do see a Flask DB that has been added compared to our last query. Now we can create a user called Flask user, and we'll set the password for that user to be password. Press semicolon, don't forget that, enter. You should get a create role notification. You can do a \du to see all the users that you have. So we have Postgres listed as well as Flask listed under the role name. Next, we want to set or alter the role for Flask user with setting default character coding, ensuring text data is sent to / from the database is properly encoded. So for that, you would run alter role Flask user set client underscore encoding to UTF 8. Don't forget the semicolon. And I mentioned in the beginning, this just ensures that everything is encoded properly, all the data being sent to and from. After you press enter, you'll get an alter role confirmation. We're going to run another alter role to ensure that each query sees only committed data. So for that, we'll do alter role Flask user set default underscore transaction isolation to read committed. Don't forget semicolon, enter. We'll do alter role Flask user set time zone to UTC. And this just sets the default time zone. And then last thing we want to do is grant privileges to the Flask user role to have full control of the Flask database. So for that, we will enter grant all privileges on database Flask DB to Flask user, semicolon, enter. And I can't see what it says. I think it says granted because there's a little annotate button from Zoom on the bottom left corner of my screen, but you should get a confirmation that it worked. We'll do \C to connect to the Flask database. And then now we will create a table called items. Add the serial primary key, which pretty much gives an ID to all the different rows. Add a name field with varchar with 100 characters set as the limit. Close it off with the closing parentheses and semicolon and run the command. And you should get a create table. Let's see the list of relations. And we do have a table named items. Let's see if those fields ID and name got added by doing \D items. And we do have an ID and a name for the items table. We can do So now we're going to install Python and set up our virtual environments. We'll do sudo apt install Python 3.
I think we need to exit, right? From FluxDB.
Yeah, I get
Oh,
failed
yeah.
unless I go all the way back to the Ubuntu prompt.
Yep, thank you. Yep, so you do have to go back to your Ubuntu user to run the installation commands. Otherwise, you'll get some errors. You can't even do it with the Postgres user. So sudo apt install Python 3 venv Python 3 pip.
Eric,
Yeah.
quick question.
Mhm.
For this lecture here, and also when I was looking at George's email,
Yeah.
the account that is provided is not for the IAM type user. What's enabled is so things can be done via the CLI. Um, and so are they supposed to be going to the actual Amazon services and they're supposed to have an IAM account and actually go in and make the EC2 that way?
Yeah. Have you guys been using the CLI?
I
Well,
think the confusion was that we set the CLI up in InstallFest,
Mhm.
okay.
but there was like an email issue. But I don't know if that was for future use because none of the instructions so far have told us to use the CLI. Well, actually, this is the first time we're messing with it. This is the first time we're messing with it in the lectures, right?
Wait, so
And the reason why I'm asking is because when I looked at George's email,
Mhm.
although he has a username, access, and the secret key, he never clicked the link for that, so it already expired. But that information there, um, he doesn't have a IM user yet. So whoever made that account, they have to edit the IM user to give him the console login ability if it's gonna be in the browser.
yeah.
Um, because yeah.
Yeah, for this lecture, I wanted you guys to get comfortable with the console. Has anybody accessed the console, or have all you guys been using the CLI?
I was using the console.
Yeah, I've been using the console. I haven't been able to get the CLI.
Okay. Mike, I'm going to reach out to Julius and see who's in charge of creating the IAM roles, and we'll get back to George later.
Okay. When you say console, you're referring to the browser?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
not- Okay.
yeah.
I just want to make sure. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I meant as well. I meant in the browser.
Um, I can I can walk him through that. I still have my old notes and screenshots for making one on the console,
Mm.
but that would be his own personal account if you would like me to, or stick to what's on the lecture. I don't know.
George has a personal AWS account he can use?
No,
No?
not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
So
I mean, it's really up to him if he wants to create a personal account right now so that he can follow with.
okay.
Otherwise, I'll message Julius to get this all sorted out and uh, send a new link and send him the credentials to actually log in to the
Okay.
browser.
Okay. Got it.
Sounds good.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, thank you. All right, so after installing Python, all these different packages, you'll get a prompt, uh, and you'll just want to put yes. It might take a while. If everything is successful, next thing you want to do is create a virtual environment. So for that, we're going to run Python 3-mvenv venv. Actually, before that, let's create a directory. So make directory. Uh, we'll do you can name it whatever. In this case, I'm gonna name it test folder, and then we're going to move that virtual environment folder within the virtual environment directory within this test folder directory. So for that, we'll just do mv venv dot / test folder. Let's do an ls to see if it moved. cd into the test folder. Do an ls, and it is in there. So just make sure that the venv is within a folder that you created. After creating that venv directory, you're going to want to activate it using source venv / bin / activate. And again, make sure that you're inside that directory you just created when running this command. And you should see that you're in your virtual environment. Next thing we want to do is install Flask and AICO-PG. So we'll do pip install Flask quotation AICO-PG binary environment. Let me try did anybody else get an error? Probably not. Let me try rerunning this removing that I think it's something with the virtual environment. Let me try removing it real quick and then re-adding it. This command just says remove and force. Wrong one. Okay, so yeah, if you got that same error I got earlier, just you can fix it by removing the virtual environment and then reinstalling it within that test folder. I think it was because I copied it from the higher directory, so maybe the path was off a little bit. But after you install Flask, you're gonna create a file called app.py. So just run vim space app.py. Once you enter into the text editor, press I for insert, and then just go ahead and copy that Flask application / code within the file. So we're doing our imports all the way at the top, importing Flask, AICO-PG, and CSV. We're specifying our app is Flask. We're connecting to the PostgreSQL database with the variable con or connect, specifying all our credentials. And then we're actually creating our routes for the Flask app. We have create and download at the moment. So create just inserts items into the database, and downloads the data as a CSV file. And then this just pretty much specifies whenever you run this file, it will run everything with these details. So host at this IP and specify the port. So this pretty much says it allows all connections. Same thing with this. You can, after you copy and paste the Flask application within the file, you can press escape, :WQ to write and quit. Next thing we want to do is run the Flask app. Let's see what happens.
Hey Eric, what
Yeah.
what'd you do there? Escape : what?
WQ for write,
WP.
quit. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
So now we should have your virtual environment directory and then your app.py within that folder you created. So let's go ahead and try running the app.py file. And it says permission denied. And this is because of the ports that I was showing you guys within the file itself. The way Ubuntu works is, I guess it doesn't, you need a higher port number for it to be able to be accessible. So let's just change port 80 to, let's say, 5,000. So go back into the app.py file and change this port number. Press escape, :WQ.
I'm having trouble editing in that .py file.
Did you whenever you vimmed into it, did you press I for insert?
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yep. And then just letting you guys know too, another useful command too for future purposes is whenever you're on a specific line, if you don't want to go ahead and just hold down the delete button, if you're trying to delete multiple files, you can just press D 2 times, so DD to delete a specific line. But that's just something that I feel like is useful. But don't go ahead and exit out of the file. Don't do WQ. Just do a :Q exclamation so that you don't save. You're just quitting out of that file. Next thing we want to do after creating the app.py file is create provide a front end code. So the way Flask works is you have to create a templates directory. And this always has to be in the same directory that your Flask application/file is in. You're going to cd into templates. You're going to create a file for your HTML, call it index.html. Press I for enter. And then create a basic HTML. Okay. I already have a pre-made file for this, so we'll go ahead. I'll send it in the chat. You guys can just copy and paste it. Damn, okay. Okay, so I here, let me break it up. Okay, I'm sending it in two parts. Create, and then did you guys get the message in the chat? All right, now go back to your your HTML file and just go ahead and paste it after pressing I for insert. And of course, we're gonna have to delete all these indentations. Just go to the first character of each one. You should only have to delete twice on each line. This wasn't the best way to do it. Uh,
Wouldn't this be a good time to use AI to adjust the spacing for us?
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, the fast way to do it right now is just to go on AI. Actually, let me post this on AI. Give me one moment, real quick. Okay, yeah, that's better. Did everybody get it set up? If you don't, just speak out.
Eric,
Yeah.
before you got to here, I saw you made a templates directory.
Mm-hmm.
And then what did you do after that to get to this?
So you just run vim.
HTML file.
Yep.
Okay, so you go into it, the templates, and then you create that, okay, cool. Thank you.
Mhm. And then yeah, just copy what I pasted in the chat and throw it into Cloud AI or ChatGPT and be like, can you fix this indentation? Then copy the results it gives you and then paste it into the HTML file. I'm going to go ahead and keep on going. Uh, if you want me to wait a little bit, just speak up. All right, so after you create that HTML file, you're going to have to update the app.py file. So cd backup one directory, vim into app.py, and then update your file with this code. You're pretty much just telling the Flask application to render that HTML file at this route. Are we good to go on that? Press escape, save and quit. And let's try to run this file right now.
Eric,
Yeah,
real quick, can you check your Slack and just let me know yes or no, please?
yep, checking right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, it just looks good. This is for setting up the EC2 instance, right?
Yes, that's from the old stuff, and if you agree, we can it can be shared in the main channel. If that's something that we want to put on the guides, I can work on that later if that's what's needed. And so some of that stuff was from when I was in the full stack, but also when I was working through it, that's when I made all that. So I just had to transfer it over to Word.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any problems with it. It's much detailed, so I feel like it's a good idea.
Okay, sir.
Yep.
I'll put it in the channel.
All right, sounds good.
Yes, sir.
All right. Go ahead and run this file. So our Flask server is running. Debug mode is off. Let's actually turn it on so we can see what is going on. This that feature just pretty much allows you to troubleshoot better if any errors occur. So let's vim back into app.py. Scroll all the way down. Press I at the end of the port. And then you'll type in debug equals true. Press escape. Save and quit with :WQ. And then let's try rerunning it again. I think,
it's lowercase
yeah.
debug.
All lowercase?
That worked for me. Yeah, all lowercase.
Okay, so we have debug mode on. And it's showing us where we can, what links we can use to access the application. Let's see if it is up and running.
Those are internal addresses, I think. We'll have to get the IPv4 address from the EC2 instance to access it from the browser.
Okay, yeah, I think there's the IP address. Let's double check. What is that? 172.3.1? Or 172.3.1.24.143. Or let's try the public IP address.
And then I had one more issue
Mhm.
that I had to do. I had to allow traffic on port 4000 in the security group rules for the EC2.
Okay, yep. Okay, to get to that, you just go to your instance ID, go to security, find your security group. And then Nick, did you put it both in inbound and outbound?
I only did inbound.
Okay. So let's edit the inbound rules, add a rule. Let me go slower. Okay, so within the instance ID of the instance you are currently on, scroll down and go to security, click on the security group ID. You'll get to this page where you can configure your firewalls, your inbound rules, and your outbound. What we want to do is change your inbound rules. You can hit edit, add a rule over here. You can do a custom TCP. And then depending on what port you used, type it in to the port range. And then over here, just allow all. That's what the zeros mean. And save the rules. Now let's try to see if this will work. And it did. So we are currently at the main screen. I guess the main route. So let's go ahead and add name 01, add because the request application.
I don't think we actually have it wired up. If you look inside of app.py, the routes are there, but they don't actually do anything. Like they don't communicate with the database. At least I didn't see it.
Okay, let's see. So what were you trying to say, Nick?
I don't see routes for view items, update items, or delete items.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. We have to add those as well. Uh, I'll post it in the chat as I have them available. And this is for the read, update, and delete. Again, try to use AI just to restructure everything, and then so you can cleanly paste it right under the create route. So once you have it, you can really put paste it anywhere below that main route, but I'm going to paste it underneath the create. Just press enter twice, go up one, do command V, and now you should have a main route, create route, view, update, delete, and download. Let's do escape, colon, save and quit. Are there any questions at the moment? We're gonna go ahead and rerun the app.py file, the Flask application, or Flask server. Let's go back into our IP address. And let's try adding a name. I'm gonna add name 01. Let me double check the file real quick. I think it's because we're trying to return a JSON.
I think our app.py is only set up for JSON, but our HTML front end is sending HTML forms.
Yeah. Okay, let's try making these changes, see if we can get it working. So under the create route, we're gonna go ahead and change this data field or data line to name equals request dot form. Open brackets, single quote, name, and close it off. And then what we're gonna return is a redirection to the main route. So for that, you just do redirect, parentheses, quotes, / quote, close it off. And then And then all the way at the top, we're going to want to add a redirect import. And we can just add that to that first line. So do a comma, redirect. Let's see if this works. Forgot to remove data from somewhere. But at least we know our debugger's working. So line 23, I still have that data variable in there. We can change it to so this line 23 under the create route. So it should look something like this. Instead of that that data variable, change it to look like this. Open parentheses, name, comma, closing parentheses. Let me just go ahead and see if it works. And then I'll go back to if anybody still needs to look at it. Hey.
I ran into this. You need to give permissions to edit the database to the Postgres user that your app is using.
Did you figure out how to do that?
Yeah, I went into Postgres as the Postgres super user,
Mhm.
and I just gave permissions to Flask user, the user that we created.
Okay. Like on the command right now.
So I think it was something like, let's see if I can
Sudo,
find what I did, my history.
yeah, sudo I space U Postgres. All right, so after you went to the Postgres user, what
I
command?
changed to the Flask DB
Okay.
slash C, change to the database.
Okay. Change to that role.
Oh, my bad. PSQL.
Okay.
You were doing the right thing. I didn't realize you weren't in the shell. Yeah, now change to the slash C space Flask DB to change to the whatever database name you used.
Okay.
And then the command, what was it? It was like grant all privileges.
Okay. Yeah,
If
grant
you said
all.
owner, does that do the same thing?
No, because I think I did that and that didn't solve it. So
Okay.
even, or maybe it was. Hold on.
Because in yes, one of the lectures yesterday or Thursday, I think we set user to owner, or we set the owner at the beginning of creating the database. Yeah, we create DB, temp DB, set user, Flask.
Okay.
But continue down this permission path. I think I mean,
what I did was grant
Mhm.
all privileges on database, the database name Flask DB to Flask user : Oh, actually, I'll copy and paste it. And I think this fixed it.
Find out. Is it working for you, Nick?
It is.
What?
At least creating. None of the other routes work for me because I didn't get that far yet. What's the error? Is it permission still denied for table items? That's the same error, right?
Yeah. Did you end up changing your line 23? Or did you keep the data variables in?
So to handle JSON versus HTML, I did something slightly different. I just had an if statement. If the data is JSON, then just go like normal. Else, what up? Uh, I basically had an if else statement that handles the incoming data, and I
Oh,
didn't have to change anything else besides that.
okay. Want to do some pair programming? You navigate, I drive.
Sure.
One suggestion, if you hard code a line into your app that just says insert name John, you'll be able to split it in between if it's a user or something underneath, or if it's the actual just permissions. If you hard code the value to add it in there without having to pull from the
Can you say that again?
yeah, I would under create under your create function, I would just hard code a value in there and say, hey, just create John. So that way you can know if it's something, you know what I mean? Because you're trying to solve a bigger problem than your code.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're saying hard code it in, see if it test it out that way, rather than going through the browser. Where am I at?
No. I was just 'cause we were talking about values and variables, and those really don't matter. They shouldn't break your code and cause your permissions denied, right? Unless you're trying to send something specific into a different field, I guess that could crash it. So I was just saying to get rid of all those extra, you know, things that might mess up or questions in there, just to bypass that with the hard code value that you know works. Or
Wait, so is yours working too?
no. Mine is not working. I haven't even tried. I'm just following along.
Okay, okay. So you're saying get rid of this line right here.
Yeah, I would just put name equals John, insert John into the DB. Instead of creating a route that jumps around 3 times, I would just hard code it into somewhere and get that to populate the DB and then work backwards.
Kind of like this. Is that what you're saying, Jesse?
Yeah. Just hard code it in. Yeah, just hard code it in there. And I would probably even put it in my app route index. Every time somebody refreshes, just try to populate the name John into a DB.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me
So that way we don't mess with the routes. All we do is try to populate something into a DB with a simple command and then
yeah.
work back.
As soon as you hit the endpoint, the index endpoint.
Yes, as soon as you hit the index, it tries to populate the DB with a simple command.
Let's try that. Trying to figure out if I even need this second part right here.
Yeah, I think if you put it in there, can you just put like name equals John and that'll pass it into the
Yeah, let's see.
And Nick, jump in here too, because I'm not 100% sure. I'm just going off memory. Like my feet are kicked up on the desk. I have no. You need to validate.
Try it out.
You're asking a lot of me.
Look, you delivered a lot so far, so expectations rise, my friend.
Do I need that comma? Let's see. All right, yeah. Let's go with your method, Nick. What you got?
So I think you're still going to have the permissions issue, but
Okay.
this is what my create entry looks like. I posted it in the chat.
Okay.
So it's the same. It's got app route / create methods is post. It's got the same name, def create entry. And then I've got an if else statement. So if the request dot is JSON, which it's not, because our that HTML template you gave us does not send JSON, but that handles JSON. So you could honestly ignore that one for the purposes of demonstration. The else is what you need. Data equals request dot form, because I think it's being submitted like a form.
Yeah, let's try it out. All else fails, I'll just
Yeah,
copy.
yeah. The HTML is all form, or at least create. Yep, it's wrapped in a form tag. So that's how the data is going to come in, I think.
Oh, you're talking about the HTML file itself?
Yeah, so if you look in the HTML, the index.html,
Mhm.
inside when you hit the create button, it's sending it to the back end as a form. Let's see. Yeah, create method post. As far as I understand it. And so the else statement is basically what's being executed in my code. And so that's how you pull the info you want out of it to submit to the database.
Okay.
Yeah, and so if you do it like that, you'll need to go one line up and
Mhm.
change data. Instead of being request.form.name, it's just request.form.
Okay.
I think. Let's see.
And I think you might have had an extra line added up there in your from
Where?
under index under the home route.
Oh, okay. See that DD helped out with deleting that quickly. Let me copy this.
Yeah, it's the same permissions thing. Maybe what I said wasn't right for giving permissions, or maybe there was something left out still. Like maybe you do need to change the owner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What? So I think we added permissions to Flask user for the database, but I don't think that automatically grants all permissions for the tables inside the database to Flask user. So that might be the missing step.
So you
So So first, we already granted permissions to the database to the user, but we
Yep.
need to also grant the tables permissions as well to
Okay.
Flask user. So I think that's the error. Yeah. Permission died for table item.
Okay.
Yeah, so change to the database.
Let's see.
And it should be, what's the table called?
It's items.
Items. I think that should be the command. Grant all privileges on all tables in schema. Maybe? Items might need to be the word public for ChatGPT. I'm not exactly sure why.
Item. Oh,
Okay, it's public. It's yeah, change the word items to public.
yep. That's
Yeah, schema. Okay.
slash Q. I don't know what I meant. Still nothing. Yeah, I'm reading that
What's
from Cloud AI 2. Doesn't have permissions to insert data into the items table.
what's you scroll down to the bottom, what's the actual final error that it comes up with? Permission denied for sequence. So maybe you have to give permissions for this
Sequence.
that as well?
Yeah, let's try it out. See. Request that for. Okay, I think we also have to add in that create route instead of just data name. I think we have to do request that form name. That's what AI is telling me. Or actually, no. Where is it saying that? Let's go back. Create
No, because we create a variable. Yeah, right where your cursor is, we created a variable called data,
Mhm.
and it is set to request.form. And so then in the next line, when we're inserting, we're taking the name value from that key value pair from
Mhm.
data. So I think that's right. It looks like mine.
Oh,
That's what I was trying to tell you. Right now, you have no idea if you have an admin issue or if you have like a route issue.
It's a permissions issue
Okay, so then why are we playing with routes?
because he also had a route issue. Now
Oh,
it's fixed though. At least I think it's fixed, but we won't
you
know
don't
until the
know.
permissions here is fixed.
If you set owner grants all permissions to the database. If you look up what owner does, that's what it says it does. Can we change the owner? Can we try changing the owner that database?
yeah. Walk me through it.
Uh,
And what's the permission
PS
for changing owners? You got to log into the PSQL.
PSQL,
Yeah, it has your admin.
and then I think alter table. Oh no, we need to change to the database. Yep. And then the command alter table items owner to Flask user. Items, there's no to, or there, it's backwards. Owner to.
Uh, okay.
No, no, no. Items, you had it right. My bad. Items, then owner to Flask user, semicolon.
Is it all caps? Owner two.
I think it'll still run without the caps, but it is, yes. And then
Okay.
Flask user is just the lowercase Flask user.
Okay, we'll see what.
Oh, table can't be cap or pluralized. It's alter table.
Let's,
Third time's the charm.
yeah. Hope this works. Hey. Okay, so let's actually double check the database manually. Hmm. Shoot. There we go. Here we go. Let's try some other ones. Okay, that one's not working.
You turn the server off to go into PSQL.
Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, yep. Good catch. Right. Name two. Do all items. Sweet. Let's change ID two to name 002. Update. Let's check it. Awesome. Let's do delete ID two. And there you have it. Teamwork. Okay, so let's go back to uh let's go back to the code real quick and just go over it. Okay, so we didn't modify this. This just renders. Everything was left the same over here. Yeah, it was just permission issues pretty much, which was handled through the database itself. Go back in there. Just keep that on. Okay, so yep, what Jesse was saying was change you got to change the owner for the items itself for the actual table. So it was a permission issue, like everybody was saying. Does anybody have any questions, or you guys want to see the code? And nice job, nice work, Nick and Jesse, for troubleshooting. You guys were spot on. Does anybody want to see that code again?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you pull up your vim file?
The what?
Would you copy and paste it into a code block into like AICO-Delta classroom or something like that?
Yeah.
Smart.
For the app.py, you're saying?
Yes, please.
Yep. Oh, damn, right there. Have it. Okay. I'm gonna break it up real quick.
Cat it.
Oh,
That's how I had to do it before.
Okay.
I think.
Let's try it out. Good thinking. I always usually just copy it in chunks and then fix it. So I'm gonna start doing this now. Okay, pasting it into Slack right now. Classroom. And then I also paste the HTML file. You guys need it too.
And do you mind just talking through what permissions we updated in the Postgres? The
Yeah.
table, the database.
I think Jesse did the smart thing, just change the owner, and I think it does everything I was trying to do in one fell swoop.
Okay.
Is
So
yours
the
working?
owner of the database.
We ended up doing owner of the
Tables.
tables.
The items table. I'll post that command as well into the Slack channel. Yeah, this should be the only command you have to run to change the permission.
Oh, a final thing that I missed as well is on our EC2, the routing permissions.
The ports.
Yeah,
Yep.
to get to it from the web.
Yep. Okay. First things first, I want to show you guys this as well. So I'm just so after you start up the Flask application, it will tell you it's running on these URLs. This is the local host, but you're not going to be able to access it because it is contained within the server itself. So you're not going to be able to access it from outside. There are some ways to do that, but we're not going to get into it right now. And then this is the private IP address. And if you try to go over there too, you're not going to be able to get into it. Notice how it's getting caught up. So what you have to do is actually get the public IP address. So if you go to your instances and then find the server that you are currently on, go to your instance ID, click on it, find your public address, you just copy that, and then make sure whatever you set that port to in the app.py file, you add it to the end of it as is shown right here. And then depending on if you have your security groups configured or not, you should be able to access it. But in order to modify that security group, you go to you scroll down, find these little tabs right here. You go to security, and then this will show you which security group is attached to your EC2 instance. You click on it, and all you have to do is modify the inbound rules because you're trying to access it. You go to edit inbound rules. If you haven't configured it yet, you should only have that SSH group rule that you configured when setting up the EC2 instance. So you would just press add rule. Ensure this says custom TCP. There are other options as well. And then for the port range, put in that port that you put inside your app.py file. Over here, you would ensure that it's all zeros, just for all, to allow everything. And then you would hit save rules. Does that answer your question, Troy?
I think so. Let me see if it, whoop, CIDR block security group ID or prefix has to be listed.
Does anybody else have any questions? If not, this is the end of the lecture. And you guys can go ahead and I'll get started on the challenge. If you need help, just stick around. Breakout rooms are open, and let me quickly get the challenge opened. So learning objectives for this is getting hands-on experience deploying a Flask application. We just did that. Learn to set up and configure a new EC2 instance. We went over that as well. Install and configure MySQL on an EC2 instance. We installed Postgres, but we did not work with MySQL, so that'll be one of the part of that challenge. Set up and manage a Python virtual environment on an EC2 instance. We did that today. And then for a stretch goal, configure Nginx as a reverse proxy for a Flask application, and then troubleshoot and understand the importance of security best practices when deploying applications on the platform. So objectives, launcher.
Eric,
Yep.
Nginx as a reverse proxy, what does that mean?
Let me
In your own words.
let me give me 1 second real quick.
Can I try?
Yeah, go ahead.
So remember when we set our app's port to 5,000 and then we had to go change the permissions in the Amazon security group to allow that in? Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to have Nginx receive our requests as they come in on port 80 like they're supposed to. Then Nginx will reroute that to port 5,000 on our app. So we don't have to change the security rules to allow port 5,000 in. And I think it's better because it's the Nginx, correct me if I'm wrong, is like it's literally a server, or it does like load balancing kind of, and I don't know. It's better for real world applications where there's gonna be a lot of data flowing back and forth.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Yeah, so one of the applications I deployed does have a Nginx configuration, and then inside I had back end and front end, and it kind of, like Nick was saying, it would redirect traffic depending on what it was. But yeah, Nick explained it way pretty well.
Well, and also, yeah, so when you have a more complicated app where you have like a front end and a back end and other stuff going on, there's actual routing that it'll do, and it'll send like API requests to your back end versus it'll just fetch stuff from the front end and serve it to the client. And it's kind of like a, I don't know, probably wrong terminology, but like a router. It handles a bunch of stuff for you in the real world that otherwise you'd have to handle manually, and it's a big pain to do.
Thanks, guys. Makes sense to me.
Any other questions? So yeah, just get started on this challenge. You can break out for lunch at 12. Work with one another. That's really where learning occurs. Like as you guys saw, I don't know everything, so it's good to uh, learn from others as well. So go ahead and get started with this challenge.
I have a
You have something?
question.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there another block of instruction today? And you had mentioned Julius was popping in for something.
Yeah, we have a retro at 3 p.m. And then beforehand, I can try to walk you guys through setting up Nginx. So I'll let you guys know when to meet up in the uh, in the main room. So just right now, just work on the challenges.
Cool.
Yep.
My question,
Mhm.
how do we, I think I missed the part where we were able to see the app running.
Can you say that again? You missed the part
No,
where we set up the front end?
yeah, the front end section, how to set it up.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, so let me get back to my terminal. So I assume the last step was you created your app.py.
Yes, and it's running, but I couldn't see the front end.
Okay. So in order, after you create your app.py file, in order for Flask to recognize HTML file, you have to put it within a directory called templates. And that templates directory has to be in the same uh, file level as that app.py.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so if you go to templates, you just have that HTML file within there.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, so I have the file, but when I try to load it, like I don't know what link to use. I use the link that we have on the board, but that is not working. So how do I get to?
Okay, I'm gonna stop recording and stop sharing, and then we can troubleshoot together.
Okay.